If you're thinking about moving to North County, San Diego, and you were deciding between Encinitas and Carlsbad, both amazing places. I personally don't think you can go wrong. I personally lived in both, but they're pretty different. So today I just want to kind of break down the vibe and the amenities and the little nuances between Encinitas and Carlsbad. My name's Josh, and I am a realtor here in North County, San Diego. I used to live in Encinitas, now I live in Carlsbad. If you're thinking about moving to either or you really like it here, reach out to me. My email is right here. I've got links in the description if you want to get more information, if you want a relocation guide, or if you're just trying to gather some info, reach out today. When I first moved to North County, I thought like Del Mar, Solana Beach, Encinitas, Carlsbad, everything. I thought everything was the same, but ultimately that's pretty far from the truth. Each one has its own really vibe and a couple things that make it distinct. So that's what I want to talk about today, Carlsbad versus Encinitas. What makes them different? When I think about Carlsbad, I honestly think about like golf polos and strollers and Viore. Like it's very lifestyle, it's very active, but it's also a suburban place with a lot of families, a lot of like master plan communities, HOAs. And this is, again, gross generalizations, but that's the vibe of Carlsbad. So this is my friend, we literally went to high school together.
What's up? I'm Alex.
So Alex just moved to Lucadia like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And when I think of Encinitas, this is what I picture. Do you like it?
I love it. It's the best place on earth.
It really is. But when I think of Encinitas, I just think of like the beach. I think of surfing, skimboarding, riding your beach cruiser, and just coming down every single night and enjoying the beach.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the overall vibe, right, you've got Carlsbad, more suburban, you've got Encinitas, more like beach, surf. But at the end of the day, the neighborhoods are a little different as well. So when you start getting into the neighborhoods, first of all, Encinitas is a lot smaller. Like Carlsbad's a much bigger city with 4 different zip codes. And Encinitas has 2, technically Cardiff and Encinitas are the 2 zip codes. But really the price points, because it's such a smaller place, Encinitas is a little bit closer to like the airport if you're commuting south, not too much farther, but you know, we're standing in downtown Encinitas. To get to downtown Carlsbad could take 20 minutes. So if you add that onto your commute, if you're trying to travel and go to the airport, it is a bit of a difference. So the neighborhoods here, there are a couple planned communities in Encinitas, but it's a lot more like little cottage, hodgepodge here. But at the same time, they're like really nice beach cottages. Like, look, I mean, these are obviously beach houses right on the beach, but they're insane. They're so nice. So Encinitas is a really nice place. You're gonna pay a little bit more of a premium on prices in Encinitas, whereas as soon as you start going north to Carlsbad, prices will come down a little bit, but by no means is it cheap. So the beaches in Encinitas and Carlsbad are both amazing. Here at Moonlight Beach in Encinitas, they have the most parking, but on a really busy weekend, you're gonna end up parking somewhere along the street. But that's the story for most of Encinitas. Like whenever we go surfing, whenever we're trying to go to the beach, it's hard to meet up with a big crew because you kind of got to find street parking or carpool. I mean, there's plenty of places to go, right? But if you're going to Swami's, there's like the tiniest parking lot for the best surf break in the entire like San Diego region. So it's kind of crazy, but you can still get there. You just kind of have to know the spots and know the places to go. Where on the flip side in Carlsbad, most of the beaches have pretty good access, pretty good parking lots. If you are parking on the street, there's like an abundance of street parking. So it is a little bit easier. I tend to prefer the waves like in Lucadia and in Encinitas and Cardiff. But at the same time, I love surfing Carlsbad too. There's some great spots up there as well. So the food scene in both Carlsbad and Encinitas is pretty awesome. Carlsbad, because it's a bigger area, is going to have a lot more restaurants. Encinitas is going to have more of like the saying is keep Lucadia funky. You know, a lot more like older. There's a couple dive bars, but there's also some newer restaurants like the Lucadian has been remodeled. Corner Pizza is amazing. Hago's Tacos is great. Fish 101 is pretty amazing when you're talking about Lucadia, when you're talking about Encinitas. And then my favorite restaurant in Encinitas is going to be Urban Sea. Pretty amazing spot. But then, you know, there's just some smaller places, whereas like when you go to Carlsbad, you just have endless options. I mean, pretty much anything you want. If you want amazing Mexican, if you want sushi, if you want Italian, if you want a sports bar, you can find all of that in Carlsbad, whether you go to the village or if you go inland and you're going into like the Carlsbad Forum where Casa di Bandini is. You've got tons and tons of options. One of my favorite under the radar spots in Carlsbad is Black Rail. Black Rail off El Camino in South Carlsbad. It's an amazing spot, but it's never actually that busy. So I love it for that reason. But yeah, the food scene in Carlsbad and Encinitas, both amazing, but again, pretty different. So location, geographic wise, Encinitas is obviously further south, Carlsbad just north of it. So if you're traveling to the airport and trying to get downtown, Encinitas is gonna be a little bit closer, maybe 30, 35 minutes, whereas Carlsbad could be 30 if you're in South Carlsbad, 35 minutes, or 45 or 50 minutes if you're further north. And then Encinitas is a lot more like back roads, neighborhood roads. Of course, they're the main through streets. But then Carlsbad has much better access, right? As soon as you hit La Costa Ave, that's the fastest through street going east-west. And then you have the other big ones, Poinsettia, you've got Tamarack, you have Carlsbad Village, and all the main through streets. It's much easier to access the five if you're living inland in Carlsbad, where it's if you're inland in Encinitas, you got a lot more stoplights, a lot more like local street driving. And again, both these cities, you're most likely gonna need a car unless you're living like right in the heart of downtown where you can walk to everything and you work from home. At the end of the day, it's not just about like the square footage and the house itself. It's really about the lifestyle, the commute, the price, what your family needs, what you're looking for. And I love helping people figure all that out. So if you were thinking about making a move to North County, San Diego, or you're here and you're looking to trade up or downsize or whatever it may be, feel free to reach out. Here, I'll drop my email below. We've got links in the description. You can get in touch with me, whatever's easiest for you. I'm happy to have a chat and just kind of guide you through the process. So reach out anytime. I'm here for you guys. I love helping people buy, sell real estate, or just find great new spots in North County, San Diego. And we're making another video about Carlsbad and Encinitas, so check those out right here.